Hey guys, it's the Disconnect back again with another analysis of a game I just played of Ranked. In this game I'm going to be playing Top Zilean. I'm against a Riven, a very high elo player, 450 LP. I've got a mid set, that's not me going mid, that is actually a mid set and a Top Zilean. That's how we're playing the game. We didn't swap or anything, that's just how we wanted to play the comp. Even from right at the start of the game, I'm doing things which are worth thinking about. I don't want to stand in this bush, not versus the enemy comp. They have CC level 1. 2 CC champions. If I stand in here, there's a chance somebody slows me from over the wall here or over here. I don't want to be in there, but I want to see it. So I'm going to bomb twice at 2 different times that they could come in. If I have not seen them now, they're probably not coming. Most people invade very quick and they would have been seen. We see Rel bot side. It's no problem. What I'm going to do is I'm going to back and get mana. This isn't necessary, but it's just efficient. I know no one's going to come here, so it's okay. So I back to base and I walk. And right now all I'm doing is I'm just going to go back to top lane. I'm going to leash from a Nidalee, but I am somewhat concerned. Our level 1 with Nidalee Zilean is very weak. 2 champions that don't really do anything level 1. Nidalee's okay, but I've got nothing to help her with. So I stand here. Note that I'm perfectly envisioned for this, so that nobody can go in this bush. I'll spot them. And I'm standing just right here. I don't want to stand in this bush because there's somewhat amount of risk of Riven queuing over this wall, and I can't see her because I'm in the bush. So I stand here. It's perfectly safe. Nidalee covers this. I ping here just in case, just to remind Nidalee there's a threat of a late invade from Graves Riven. Turns out there's not, but this is what I'm doing. Always play around things. I go in, I take the buff with my Nidalee, that's all good. I make the conscious decision to not walk into this bush. I walk up and round, so that if Riven's in here, I don't just immediately lose the game. I see Riven in lane, so of course I can just walk back, no problem. But once again, I'm playing around all the auto-lose things. As top lane, there's a ton of auto-lose things you just gotta be super careful about. Don't walk in this bush, don't walk in this bush. Obviously, it's matchup dependent. If I'm against, I don't know, a Cho'Gath, he's not going to do that. She's already started pushing. It immediately makes me think there's a threat of getting dived. So, Grave 6 is red. Very possible he paths into the top side. And dives me when this wave pushes in. Because Riven's really strong, I'm level 2, I'm useless. It's a free kill. Nidalee starts topside, so she won't stay topside. That's the idea, right? Turns out it goes bot side this game, but that's no problem. So I've got that in the back of my mind here. I bomb the wave, because I need to push this out. It's on my mind that I don't want to be pushing against Riven, but I don't want to be pushed in too hard by Riven. She hits level 2, I respect that by backing off completely. She goes in, I ding level 2 at the same time, that's okay. She gets her auto attack on me. Sucks, but you know, I go for the Q, and I get her. Which is really nice because it's me a mana full band stack, that's all I'm really going for. And the poke is nice. She also took MR in this lane because she thought she was against set. Just a note on the items, of course, start corrupting pot in this match, and she started Doran's shield. Already, we can see my bot lane's losing. No good. Graves has already counter-jungled my bot side, so they're in a really tough spot. I can't TP down for this, because I'm just too weak, and if I TP down, Riven comes with me, and well, that's just a disaster. We can see Nidalee is going mid, so I'm getting no help, and we can see that there is a huge threat of a dive right now. I still don't know where Graves is. Graves could be right here, just finished his buff, possibly, and then is walking towards the top side. This should be of huge concern to you. So I immediately double bomb the wave. She goes in and picks one of the bombs up. I don't know if on purpose or not. If on purpose, this really scared me. I thought this was on purpose, and I thought, oh boy, I'm getting dived. Turns out it was probably just an accident. Annoying nonetheless, though. Limits my wave clear. That means I can't shove the wave in. Then we see Graves bot, and I go, okay, no worries then. Unfortunately, the cannon goes and snipes the 2 backlane caster minions for me. Right now in this matchup, there's not too much to think about. It's mostly just farming. Where we get into the mid game, it's going to start mattering a lot more. So just common trading with Riven. When her CDs are down, I go for my E, I go into the Q. You cannot take extended trades versus Riven. It's an auto loss. My bot lane's getting destroyed. One of those games. Do not get baited into TPing down for this. Look at the healths. Yeah, these guys are low, but Tristana has a red buff. She'll just kill me. And if I TP away from this wave, game's over. Riven pushes it in, I'm down XP forever. I'll probably lose my flash down there or something like that. Let's just stay in my lone lane and hope that they can do well. And then let's say that they lose over and over and we lose the game. Oh well. I need to play for the most efficient play, which is just for myself right now. I'm doing pretty well in this lane. This is a really tough lane. I take kind of a bad trade there, but I make sure to punish back. Whenever you take a bad trade like this, make sure to punish back best you can. So I go in for as many autos as I can. I get a decent amount of autos in there with a Corrupting Paw, and the trade back's actually decent. I have Corrupting Paw, she has Doran Shield, so we both got decent sustain. Remember, she goes in for a Q on me, so I go for the trade. She E's it. It's a constant back and forth. Out the corner of my eye, I see a health bar here. Because I'm not locked camera, I'm never locked camera, I always position my camera somewhere like this, so I can see everything. I try my best to see all these things. And out of the corner of my eye, I did see this guy. I didn't know who this was, though. That's what confused me. I thought this was Graves. I thought, how's that possible? But I knew there was somebody here, but I can't see this, of course. This is out of line of sight. So I start recalling, because I thought there's a threat of a dive. But then I thought to myself, Riven just used all of her spells. I'm not getting dived, so I cancel my recall, honestly. Right now, Riven's no HP, she can't dive me solo, I'm not really in any threat, so I'm just relaxing right now. She takes a tower hit, she's choreographing that she wants to recall. That's okay. The only problem is right now is I have a slow push set up. Slow push meaning that I have more minions under my tower attacking this wave here. This means that my wave is going to slowly push out into her tower and she can set up a freeze here. And if Riven sets up a freeze against me, I'm doomed. In the last video I showed how I would want to set up a slow push because it's against Pantheon and I can actually duel that. Riven is unduelable. No amount of cheesing gets around that. I double bomb this, so I make sure I get the cannon. I think unfortunately I missed it though, which is very unlucky. It happens, so I start recalling, and she stays again. I can't really afford to stay. I don't really want to, and I'm okay TPing. The reason why I TP, I was staring at the wave the whole time. So let's go back. During the entire time I was recalling here. I'm not AFK, I'm not in the shop. My eyes are on this. I'm just watching her push. If she managed to push this wave in, I would have cancelled my recall. Back to base. I have enough HP that if I TP, I'll be full health when I TP in. I see this, and I TP. This is going to hold the wave. She's too low to kill me. She has no spells up, so I get this TP off. And now I can hold the wave. So I make sure to hold the wave. The reason to hold the wave is not because I can get like a freeze on Riven and punish her really hard by zoning her or anything. It's Riven. I can't do any of that. The only reason I TP'd is to make her TP. Right now, bot lane is in such a fragile state. I don't want Riven to be able to TP down. That's the biggest thing on my mind right now, is denying anything that Riven can do. That's going to be a recurring theme in this game. How do I make Riven as useless as I am? That's basically on my mind. She's forced to TP back because I just held her wave. She can't leave it like this. She'd lose a whole wave and she'd be down XP. I can just E out of this, there's no problem. I note that with the Corrupting Paw and the Mana Flow Band, my mana is okay. I'm not going to go Oom here. So even though I didn't recall with full mana, it's not a big deal. This is why I don't think Tier's good on Zilean. Like, we don't need it. It's unnecessary. Just due to the nature of her runes and Corrupting Paw, it's no big deal. So she's just going to try and shove me in. I think about holding the wave again, and then I think it's okay. I thought about the fact that she could come fight me, but I don't want to tank the minions, and I'm okay slow pushing this now, because now I'm level 6, so slow pushing's okay. The reason why slow pushing wasn't okay before is because she dinged 6 before me, and then I can't play the lane, because she'll just flash and one-shot me with her ult. But right now, though, we're going to get ult at the same time, and she can't kill me through my ult. There's no way. Her cooldowns are too high, I'll just revive and walk away from her. She could maybe one-shot me, but right now, it's okay. So I'm just looking to AFK the lane out. My bot lane's getting kind of destroyed. Tristana is currently 3-0. My bot laners are talking about opening right now. They didn't want to play this one. But of course, I just mute them, and I focus on my own lane. This kind of push, I want to confirm myself the minions, and I don't mind the slow pushing. Like I said, right now, she has no kill pressure on me. I'm Zilean with ult. Whatever. And if I need to push this in and recall, then that's fine. I have the time, I have my E. It's not a big deal. Right now, I do the classic Zilean setup of wave clear. Where, how do I want to clear this wave? I want to clear the whole wave, and I want to reset. Or something like that. If I clear this whole wave, she can't hold it. It's too much damage. I'll just E her in the wave. So she's going to have to let this crash. Then I recall, and it's reset. No problem there. How do we wave clear this as Zilean, though? Because the bombs don't hit them all. What you got to do is you bomb the floor. Double bomb on the floor here. What happens, though, is random aggro switching. The bomb picks up the minion picks up the bomb, and it screws my whole wave, and now I'm just sort of sitting here. And what I'm doing right now is I'm just standing in XP range. There's no way I can take these minions. Riven will just kill me, so I just in XP range. Conceding some minions, but it's not too bad. We're 36 CS to 42. That's okay. She has a few to pick up. We're down. It's a difficult matchup that's going to happen. Her wave's under the tower. She has no TP. I look mid and I see there's some stuff happening. I can feel it on the map. Nidalee's coming in. I'm around. I'm not doing anything else. So what a lot of players do in top lane is they'll just sit here and like attack Riven under the tower pointlessly. A, that leaves me open to Graves eating over this wall and me dying. B, it lets her, you know, the enemies know where I am on the map. If I walk down here, I can walk back to catch the wave when I need to. Or I can walk mid if I need help. Or I'm protecting the scuttle from Nidalee. There's all these different things that I'm doing because I got this wave push in. So right now, even though it's a difficult matchup, I actually have lane prio. So I ult my crab for the Nidalee because there's nothing else for me to do. And note that this is another slow push. Just like how it happened to top lane, we're having a slow push back to me because it's closer to her tower. So eventually this is going to coop under my tower and we'll be all good. So I actually have a roam timer right now. If I leave my lane, I'm not going to miss too much. Riven spam pinging question marks top so they know I'm coming. I see my set under a lot of pressure. I flash to R him because I didn't know if he had the time to press his W. He lived on 50 HP. He got his W in so my R doesn't proc. I go for the double bomb with the closest, most out of position target. I auto-er, I get the kill, which is not too bad on me. And I E the Graves, of course. We pick up a really nice kill with a roam from top lane. This is the perfect timer for me to roam. Awesome. I don't see Riven at top, so I immediately warn, careful, 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 Nidalee. Riven's coming, she has R, we have no vision of this. But I can just tell, and Nidalee then backs off. She was maybe thinking of going into the top side to get the scuttle again, but if she went for the scuttle, Riven would have instantly killed her. Make sure to tell your teammates things you know. Don't let her die to the Riven there and go, why are you dying to my lane? If you know, then tell her. As we can see in the top lane, this is slow pushing back. Awesome, this is really good. So Riven had a bad roam timer, and I had a good roam timer. The only thing Riven got was the scuttle, which is good. But the wave's okay for me, so this is a great time to roam. Of course, I immediately reset. I don't stay mid. I go back and I buy my Lost Chapter. So such a good back for me. I have Boots, Lost Chapter, Corrupting Pot, and I'm picking up this huge wave under the tower. I was thinking to myself, the only threat to me right now is getting killed by Riven before I get back to the lane. Because she knows, through reading the chat, and her asking her teammates, Zilean no R. She might have been watching the fight and saw me flash. So she knows I have no R, no flash. So what's she going to do? She's going to try and go for a kill immediately on me and make me miss this whole wave. I think about this in hindsight, and what I do is I use my double bomb on this wave here, because I thought she's going to eat me. Unfortunately, she flashes it, and I just get insta-killed. What a horrible mistake by me here. I missed the whole way under the tower. Awesome thing to think about though, right, is this didn't tilt me too much. I was pretty upset. I was thinking to myself, damn, that was a big mistake. I just gave Riven a lead into this game. She has a kill, she just get a million plates here, and I missed this whole wave under the tower with no TP. Hey guys. Unfortunately, I had some technical difficulties. Should be back very shortly. Don't worry. Riven has no flash. This is something that's really big, so I make sure to tell my team Riven Flash, Riven R. It's really important because on a champion like Riven, she relies on Flash so heavily to play the game. And we'll see later on in the game why this matters. My team are still not doing great, but they've done some things. It's a little bit more back and forth than it could be. Tristana managed to die, so that's actually really positive for us. We pick up at least some of the wave. And I know Riven just recalled, and she has no TP. There's no way that Riven would stay. And she has no R, so she can't kill me anyway. And my R is coming back, so 100% she's going to leave, and she's not going to be cheesing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a really aggressive fast wave push on Zilean. What you can do is you go down, you pull the melees, and you double bomb the caster creep. Then you ult the caster creep, and it pushes the whole wave in like this. This is the fastest possible way to push your lane as Zilean, but you have to go in and drag the creeps. Because otherwise you're not going to be able to hit all the creeps. I missed the cannon with our auto attack. That's obviously a misplay. Don't want to be doing that, but that happens. Riven directly pings question mark on me. Or Seraphine, rather. Oh, no, Riven does, yeah. And I'm going to walk mid again. Maybe I get nothing, maybe I get something, but what I know now is that the top lane matchup is no longer playable. I just inted it. She's up a level on me, she's up gold on me, I can't play this matchup anymore. So I'm not going to. But I'm going to get as much XP as I can, of course. The only thing that I got to think about in this matchup right now is not conceding this tower. This tower is everything. As long as I don't concede the tower, the matchup's irrelevant. I'm going to try and ignore Riven to the best of my abilities. So I walk mid, I get some vision from my jungler. It's putting a lot of pressure on the map. There's a lot of pings saying careful, careful, stuff's happening. There's no one top lane. I look mid, Seraphine gets pushed off the wave because she's scared. She even cues this bush, trying to look for me. I just walk back top. This is the greatness of Zilean, you can just E around the map all the time. And I get back top just in time. I don't want to walk this way because Riven could have been standing right here at vision because I just don't have vision of that. But then I path round like this in a sort of circle, so then I have line of sight in a line here. Because otherwise, what would have happened is if we look at my line of sight from earlier, when I walk back top, I have no line of sight here. Riven theoretically could be standing right here, and I walk up, and she just goes in me, and I lose all my health. So what I do is I path round like this, so I get a better line. And I see that she's not standing in this little bit here, so we're okay. And if I saw her at any point, I could immediately E and go back round and up like this. And going back to the all vision. There's no TP, and this is what I love about the fact that there's no TP, is there's no threat at the bot lane right now. One of Riven's strengths is TPing on bot lane with her ult and just killing. I'm covering my Nidalee right now, just making sure no one can come in. Make sure to always be using the time in your lane that you're doing nothing to do at least something. I'm just being a ward right now. Why not? Be a ward. There's nothing else to do in the lane. And also, you're closer to a roam. So let's say a fight breaks out here. Well, I'm closer. I see Riven go back to lane, so I go back to lane. I don't need to ward if she's there. And I know calling myself a ward is a little bit weird, but that's all I'm doing. I do the classic Zilean wave clear of double bombing the melee minion. They'll group up, and then you all attack the remaining minions. Riven E's at me. She's trying to bait me to R in panic, but she gets nothing. I know Riven maths, no problem there. I see my Nidalee walk down. I see that I have lack of prio. What I want to do, though, is, once again, I'm using my time in the lane where nothing's happening. Waves reset, so I walk down into this bush again. The reason is because I want to match my Riven perfectly. If I walk like this, from lane down, she'll just turn and kill me. She'll just sit in this bush, or she could go over this wall, but I don't have the bush warded, so I don't know. So what I do is I stand here, perfectly out of range of her being able to go in on me, but if I see her leave the bush, as we can see, to vision again, I play perfectly around the vision. There's no way I won't see her here. And I see her, and there we go. Now Nidalee knows where she is. And then I see her there, so I just go back to lane. I get my nice Q on her, because why not? And I walk back to lane. Nidalee does the Herald. I'm constantly pathing up and down. I'm keeping myself parallel with the Riven all times. So if she roams, I'm roaming with her. My ult completely disables Riven, so there's nothing that she can really do. And this is how we can see in a matchup which is really unplayable for me, where I've already made a huge mistake. I can't 1v1. I'm just ignoring Riven, but I'm making sure to stay with her wherever she goes. Zilean's wave clear is really oppressive. It's really difficult to freeze against him because he just breaks your freeze instantly. It's really difficult to push against because he just clears the wave instantly. Q to make sure Graves isn't here because I didn't know if he went bot or he stayed top. Right now, Riven's trying to set up a freeze because she's thought about her options. She's thought, if I spam shove in Zilean, can I dive him? And she just tried to see what diving me would look like, and she thought, well, I can't dive this, there's no way. So now she's trying to freeze. And then she thinks that I left mid again. The second she thinks I left mid, because I'm standing in this bush, or she thinks I recalled, she's actually going to break the freeze and try and take place. This is the whole objective right now. Riven's win con is taking my tower. My win con is having her not take my tower and try and pressure the map somehow. There's no way to kill her in this lane. There's no point even trying. So I go in, and I just push the wave in, again. This is completely unplayable. I know Riven's cooldowns are down, so there's nothing to be scared of. Riven walks at me, I just press E on her. This is the whole matchup, just constantly flying around ranges. I use the river a lot as Zilean. You don't want to be up tier because you can just get run down. If I go down here, I'll just run to mid lane. I know the jungler's bot side, so I can just play with the river all I want, even with no wards. Keeping a good eye on the jungler is super important when you're playing top. I think that Set's going to start roaming bot, so I actually start pathing mid to see if I can pick up the wave or not. And then I think, do I want to go mid? Do I want to stay top? I'm not sure. I'm thinking about it though, because right now, when both mid laners roam bot, you can actually be, as a top laner, roam mid, push in the wave, and then go back top and protect the top tower. But right now, Riven's pushing so hard that I don't actually have the tempo to do that. Neither of us have TP, so there's not really anything to think about. I have TP soon, but the problem is right now, as we think about our win cons, if I TP out of the lane right now, this tower's dead. If that's giving Riven way too much gold. It's losing the game on the spot. I can't do that. I'm not allowed to do that right now. So I hold the wave because I'm scared. I wasn't sure on her TP timer. She actually has it in 10. I thought it might be up. I thought if she TPs, well, I'm going to freeze you. So they're your options. And I Q her to make sure she's not actually TPing in the bush. I didn't know. I see her just standing still, so that's fine. Then I see, well, she's not TPing, so I'm not going to hold the wave. I don't want to hold the wave here because she'll just kill me. She goes for another dive attempt here. I thought I could maybe Q on myself and Q the minions and then clear the wave while I'm at it. She sees I have no bombs. She goes for it all in here. There's no way this works. There's not really any way for her to play this that makes sense without flash. Without flash, this isn't really playable. Chances are she'll either die to the tower or whatever. I don't mind trading Rs with her. She has no kill pressure on me with no flash and no R. She cannot kill me, it's impossible. She clears my Krugs though, which is good play by her, so well played. It's the kind of the advantages that she's trying to coop in this matchup. So she's up 30 CS. That's the best she can do in this matchup, by the way I've been playing it. She's up a kill and up 30 CS, so well played to her. But I've got a roam off, so we're kind of even in terms of... I've got better map pressure, she's got better 1v1. The wave's going in, I don't really want her to freeze it, and she's quite low from that dive, and she has no R, no flash, so I can push. This was a misclick by me, I meant to hit the minions. I want to push this in. I just Ian her, because why not? I push it in with the bomb, and I want to get a recall off because I have no mana. I have TP, but there's no point TPing back to lane right now, guys. It's 12 minutes in the game. I don't want to be TPing back to lane right now. The only reason I TP back to lane is to protect this super important tower. This is a ton of gold I can't afford to give away to a Riven solo. I see all this stuff going on bot side. I think I might want to go for that. I see Riven start pushing again, but I'm not going to TP because it's too important to hold my TP for potentially what I need it for. There's no way she can push this in time. I might miss a few minions, but it's no bother. I end up missing 1 minion of XP, remember. I always look at things in XP, not CS. XP is everything, CS is not too important on Zilean. Once again, I go for the fast push. I drag the wave. I double bomb the cannon. The casters are going to group, so I don't need to double bomb the casters anymore because I one-shot them. So I don't need to hit the casters, I just hit the cannon. And as you can see, they all group up. Unfortunately, a little bit of weirdness happens. Zilean wave clears a little bit RNG. End up doing alright. Wave goes in. Immediately, no plates. Don't know where Graves is. Don't know where Riven is. She's not quite here yet, but in my mind, she could be here for all I know. I'm going to immediately start pathing down. I didn't think she'd be back yet. I thought she'd be somewhere around here. I don't want to push this tower because gold onto me, that's not how I'm winning the game. I constantly, anytime I want to do... The thing you want to do with top Zilean, right? Roam all the time, but not concede your tower. That's how you play top Zilean. I push the lane in. Riven has to take this. She's a scaling bruiser. She needs the gold. She can't afford to miss this. So this means I have a roam timer again. So I run mid. I see my set's in danger. So I try and run to get him. Unfortunately, he dies before I get there. Now, I don't really want to walk this way. If I walk this way, there's a chance that I just get flashed on by everyone and die. I mean, I have flash. I didn't really want to risk it, so I took the safe option. I see my Nidalee. Maybe she needs help, so I run to her. And now I'm here to pick up this wave that Set would have lost as well. So not only is my roam good, because it protects my Nidalee, it protects my Nidalee's jungle. I'm also here, there's a dragon, and I protect the mid wave. I have in the back of my mind, there's a Riven pushing top. But due to the way I pushed in this wave really quickly, we have time. We have TP, so if we do need to go back top, we're there. I push in this wave. So as we can see, I'm actually not down XP from where I was. I'm still 30 behind. I mean, obviously 30 behind is not ideal, but that's where I was. Just because I'm able to pick up the mid wave. No one would have got this if I left. Or Nidalee maybe, but now Nidalee can go protect her jungle. So if I wasn't here, the threat of Rel, Graves, and Seraphine would mean her blue and her wolves are gone. Because Graves would just go take them. Since I'm mid, he can't just E in over here and take my blue, because there's a Zilean here. Can't do that. He gets the Scuttle Crab, and maybe they can start focusing on the dragon. Now what happens though, right? This is the scary part of the game, where I think to myself, this is a big decider moment. We're kind of losing. We're up gold, but I feel like we're kind of losing all of our golds on Nidalee. Our AD carry's not doing great, he's doing okay, our support's not doing great, and our mid laner's doing okay, right? It's an okay state of the game. What do I want to do? Do I want to go sit in top lane and get outscaled? Or do I want to impact the map? And I thought, maybe I need to concede this tower, and we have to force a dragon. So I'm going to go for the force a dragon. That's why I chose this game. Note that this is a decision I made. I'm not going to say that this is always the right play. You shouldn't always be grouping, but this is what I wanted to do. In hindsight, I think the best play for Riven is stay top and take the tower. But she's looking to TP, because she probably feels the pressure of, well, the enemy top laner's there, there's a dragon up, I need to do something, I can't just AFK in top lane, right? So she's TPs. Not a terrible play by Riven, she has flash and ult. This doesn't look too good for us. We're kind of out of position, we don't have a frontliner, Alistar's nowhere. There's a Tristana coming in from the back and Set's in base. This fight looks terrible. But we kind of got a catch on Rel. She would have instantly died if she didn't jump out, so she has to use her only CC spell to jump away. We get Tristana coming in, she tries to ult the Nidalee into our team, but Nidalee manages to get out. in the heat of the moment, it's difficult to think of these things. But remember, what's our win condition? The Nidalee's our win condition. She's worth 400 gold extra shutdown. She needs to be ulted. We can't give that gold away. She's dead. So I flash R her, but unfortunately I flash directly into Riven's stun. This fight's a disaster. I managed to run away. Riven walks into my bomb, trying to R me, so she was going to R me there, but she actually walked into my bomb. Graves then Rs me. Boom. I live on 1 HP. Riven then goes for the Nidalee, and this is where I love doing these plays. So I thought Nidalee's our carry. She's a very good player. She's winning right now. I need to do the best I can for her. Unfortunately, she dies. But what we can see, she ends up getting the kill on Riven. That's really good. Any kills on Nidalee is winning the game for us right now. And then we can see they just lost their biggest player, Riven. They used all of their ultimates in this fight. None of them have ult. And now I'm out the fight, but since I didn't TP in and I roamed down, I can recall and I can't actually TP back into this fight. Alistair goes in, he should have waited for me. Set goes in, he should have waited for me. Big misplays by my teammates. I go for the double bomb on Set. Unfortunately, he walks back instead of forward and doesn't hit the Seraphine. This is the kind of fight where we could have killed everyone, but instead we just got all their summoners. This is the problem sometimes when fighting from behind, is the enemies just use all their summoners because they didn't need to use them. But we get like almost everyone's summoners here. We flash out, Set runs in and kills himself. Unfortunately, I get nothing else here, and I just have to leave. Due to the fact that my lane got pushed in, it's still pushing back. Not good for me. But what we can see is Nidalee comes back, and I think that this lane's ripped. There's no point recalling to get this lane. Let's just force again. Zilean is perfect at forcing. Note, I've not gained a CS in the last 2 minutes. That's okay. Our passive is constantly ticking. We have 500 XP in the passive. That's about equal XP with Riven. Isn't that crazy? She's up like 1 million CS. Doesn't matter. We have her passive and we're roaming, and we're just getting XP off assists. So we go in, we speed our Nidalee in. Seraphine tries to R flash. She misses me just. She gets to Alistair. Alistair ends up dying. Seraphine ends up dying. They waste all their summoners. We get a nice double bomb on the Graves. Everyone dies. Perfect. And what do we see? Jhin gets a huge shutdown. Nidalee gets even more fed and gets tempo in the jungle. I immediately recall. And I think, where do I need to go? Set's already walking back top, so I walk bot immediately. I don't even think about it. I just see that Set's going top, so we go bot. If we had a bad tempo play here, we would have had the problem of if Set walks bot and I walk top, we lose the tower. He tries to defend the tower. Unfortunately, he doesn't quite get it. But it's still good macro nonetheless. So I go back to bot, and right now I have no flash, and there's no objectives. Ideally, we don't really want to fight during this time. So we can just go on a chill for a little bit. Farming. I do the classic wave clear of where you bomb yourself, and then you bomb yourself, you hit the caster creeps, and then you move it towards the melee minions. It's just an easy way of getting all the creeps. Oftentimes on Zilean it's pretty hard to even clear waves at this stage in the game, just due to the nature of long cooldowns and 0 AD. I was watching this fight up top, it looked kind of bad, but it's okay. Riven still has no flash, and note that she still has no flash from this play earlier. So we're actually okay. Like when she flashed into the bot lane, this means that her pressure on the map's a lot less. Everyone's ults are still ticking back, Seraphine still doesn't have R. So our team can kind of afford to make these kind of mistakes. We see Herald up. There's no point split pushing bot. A lot of people split push on Zilean top. I don't like this playstyle. If it works for you, fair enough. And I'd love to see an example of how to play that, because I personally find that it doesn't work. But if I stay bot and farm the wave, I'm leaving my team with nothing. If I'm there, well, that's awesome. Nice to get a catch on Riven. I'm there, I just E, I don't take the kill. I almost took the kill with Aerie, but I don't take it. There's a Herald up now. I don't want to steal CS, but I do bomb the cannon, because why not? I walk down. There's nothing to do. This is worth thinking about. And remember, when you're roaming, always think about what you're leaving behind. And I'm thinking about bot right now. And what I should have done in hindsight is immediately ran back bot. We killed Riven without needing me there. We fully got the Herald just by my nature of me being here. They can't contest even 4v5. So I should have instantly ran back bot. I kind of stay a little bit too long. I control ward this. I maybe try and go for a kill here. This is all completely pointless. And in hindsight, I should have just instantly ran bot. And due to the nature of Zilean, with a Z, I could have made a bot and missed nothing. Which is crazy to think that I can walk all the way top, get an assist on the top lane, secure the Herald, and then run all the way bot. I still don't miss everything. I get 6 minions, which is totally fine. I know that all this running about the map, and I'm still level 11. I'm doing okay. And now I just hit level 12. So I'm actually equal level with the enemy top laner. She's a little bit up in XP. Not overextending. I'm just asking to die if I overextend here, so I take a quick recall. And note how I'm constantly recalling at this stage in the game. Don't want to overextend. I got my core. This is an awesome place to be on the Zilean. We have Leandries, we have Aeonian, we have Phoenix Codex, and we should start buying control wards. Team fights right now, we need control wards versus the enemy team. They have 3 auto attack based champions and very few ground effects, meaning the control ward's going to do a lot of work. You can't target enemy champions if a bush is control warded. So I'm not going to be able to get, you know, Tristana auto attacks, Graves auto attacks if I'm in a control warded bush, because they can't see me. There's nothing really happening here. I do the classic wave clear, double one myself, drag the wave. Note that this doesn't really work too well if you don't have Corrupting Pot, because you'll just die. You'll lose HP and Zilean can't sustain. Another reason why I love Corrupting Pot. Gives you the sustain that you wouldn't have otherwise. I pushed the wave and I note how, once again, I could say top lane. I pushed the wave. Why though? Riven's going to push it out, and I have the move speed with my E to come back top, so I just go hover mid. Maybe nothing happens mid, and I'm wasting my time. Looks like I'm wasting my time. I walk back top. Constantly on the roam timer here. Why should I be top? The only reason I should be top is if I want to die to Riven. There's nothing else going on. I'm not killing her. There's no point poking her, she'll just eat it. Pushing the wave, and I know that she's probably recalled, so I want to match her recall. Even though I'm not really buying anything, I take an ice back. What do I buy here? I buy a Ruby Crystal on 2 control wards. So important to buy these control wards. Dragon's coming up. I need these control wards for the team fight. We walk back down. As I'm walking, I watch my team. My set goes for a kind of stupid play here. Going in way too hard without any teammates, and of course, I have to give him another flash R. Second flash R of the game that I've given him. And that won the team fight. Set lives, we get a kill. Dragon's pretty much confirmed. Unfortunately, though, they decide to fight it 4v5, which is interesting. I thought this would be done and I'd leave, but it turns out they want to fight it. In team fights like this, we need to identify our goal and our threat. Our goal is get the dragon and leave. We don't want to overextend for kills. They have a really good team comp for killing, right? Riven has Flash, Seraphine has Flash R, Tristana has Flash R, Graves has Flash. We're down a Flash on myself. So they're up flashes, meaning the team fight's just generically going to be better, however it is 4v5. They have a lot of scary engage and one-shot potential, but right now, of course, we should be winning it. This is the kind of aggressive maneuver that they can actually do. Tristana jumps in, but we just don't really have the team right now to engage on this, and she has Flash, so if we overextend, she'll just flash away, so we just kind of have to take this kind of punishment. I go in to help my guy out. What you should always do on Zilean is just be parallel with your front line. Hugely bad ult, but Seraphine completely whiffs everything. Note that during all this chaos, what do I see? I see Riven. And why do I see Riven? Because of my control ward. I immediately control warded this bush. I've already used both my control wards I came with. I put one in here when we were fighting here, and then when we rotated down, I put one in here. Just to give us a control over the bush, right? She walks up, I E her. The reason I E her is so she can't get an easy engage. I'm pathing up here. This is a great place to stand on Zilean. Imagine if they want to all engage. I'm here on the sidelines. If they want to come up for me, I'll just run up and round. I can even take the blast cone back in. And I'm keeping an eye on Riven to make sure she's not queuing over this wall to get a flank from up behind here. So this is a great place to position. I don't believe that anyone's going to be getting one shot over here, but I'm keeping an eye on it. This is the very hyper backline playstyle of Zilean at this stage in the game. I note this is happening, and I can see Riven over here. Because I could just literally see her, right? The threat right now is I know Riven has Flash. She's going to R Flash in and just kill both these guys instantly. One shot them both. She has Gore Drinker and Black Cleaver. She's very strong. I note that that's the threat, and I think, well, Nidalee's really strong. Jin's really strong. He's just going to kill these guys. They don't have a front line, and Rel's not back yet. This is a 4v3 that I'm happy with. So what I do, instead of helping my team, just like in the original video that I posted, I'm standing in between the carry and my team. Riven walks up, I E her. I get the double bomb, just at the end of her E. I E her immediately. Note her during this whole time, my team are all fighting and she just can't engage. Alistair does some weird fathing where he can't seem to get out. He then flashes away. I make sure to come back. If Riven wants to turn and go on me, then my team will be winning over here. Look at all these low health guys. If Riven turns on me, she's inting the fight. I'm worth nothing. I'm worth no gold. If she kills me, well, whatever. It's no big deal. So I'm staying with her. I'm ready to ult someone over the wall if I need to. So I actually go and engage her. Even though this isn't a good fight, I'm just wasting her time. Look at this. Jin's down here, but she can't fight because we're CCing her over here. I R the Alistair. Unfortunately, doesn't proc. She then goes on me. And, you know, I die. But like I said, that's not a big deal. Jin gets a kill. And Riven did absolutely zero in that fight. She didn't even get to flash. There was no time for her to flash. Riven definitely misplayed that fight. She should have flashed over the wall and tried to help out. But I think due to all the CC, she got a bit tilted and her game plan got thrown off. And it ends up that my Nidalee, who was really fed, is still carrying because the only threat to her of Riven keeps being shut down every fight. And right now, we're in a hugely winning position from a really disastrous game start. I died to top, our mid laner got ganked, bot lane was like 0-4, asking to open the game. Just through doing the best job we can. And remember, this game got so good due to a few good roams, a few good teams. But like, obviously, I'm not taking all credit. My team played great this game too. But it's to think about our position in the game. If we stayed top and 1v1 Riven, she probably have just killed us multiple times, pushed solo, and our teams would have lost 44 or 45 with Riven's TP. Through understanding of that, yeah, I was able to get some great stuff off. I don't want to stay bot. Never ever stay in the split. You go and clear the split and move mid. Right now, I know that my team win. I even asked, hey guys, do you win 4v4? Is that okay? And they said, yeah, no problem. So I just stay bot. I don't want to concede the tower. That's just my job right now. I'm just wherever Riven is, I'm wasting her time. Riven is generically stronger than Zilean, but Zilean has the tools to kind of shut her down, and then therefore is stronger than her. So I'm constantly pushing this wave in, so Riven has to stay. If Riven leaves, I'm going to start pushing towards this tower, and then I can group easier. Note that I'm a little bit scared of this, but we knew that these guys are up here, so I can go and clear this ward. I knew Riven didn't have the timer to walk into this bush. My team doing good. I was actually pretty happy that Riven TP'd, because I want to group. The ideal for Zilean is to get your enemy laner to TP in, because I'm useless in this play. There's no point giving Zilean solo XP past level 13. It's a waste of time. So the second I see her TP, I just leave the wave. Whatever, screw this. And I path in instantly. I'm Eing myself on cooldown so I can get there as quick as possible. Yeah, I even could have TP'd, but I didn't think I needed to. My team's doing well. Nidalee Zonya's. And yeah, no problem here. Rel completely kills herself. Not too much to think about that. Note that the fight's done, so I just R the Alistair. I wasn't 100% if he was going to die to this or not, but why not R him? No reason not to. One thing I think a lot of people are scared of in Zilean is making like some kind of stupid Rs, where like you look bad, you look dumb, you R them on like... Don't be afraid, honestly. There's a lot of times you R someone when you think, this is kind of dumb, but I'm going to R them anyway, and they die instantly, and it makes you look like a complete god. Maybe he dies to that bomb, you didn't R him, and you get pinged a million times. There's no winning, to be honest. But yeah, it works out there perfectly. As we can see, it's just the point of the game where the enemy team can't really do anything. Really easy to win these kind of games. It's 24 minutes. We're winning. We have 2 inhibs. It's simple. We go Baron. As we can see. We take our recalls. Don't overextend. So we reset. We all group at Baron as 5. And then we just push for the win. Really not too much else to think about in this game. For this game, guys, the major things to think about is how macro can win lanes. A lot of people are really stuck in the mindset of, I need to carry my teammates. I need to get fed in lane, crush my lane, get the tower plays, and all that. As Zilean, guys, you don't need to do that. I did nothing to this Riven. In fact, I died 1v1 to her. But what I did do is I outroamed her, I supported my team, I did some good Rs, I did some good team fighting this game. And just the general macro of the game made that Riven that wasn't that strong, and every time Riven tried to do anything, I was there to stop it. Riven was the strongest player this game, 500 LP, that's like 1 LP off Challenger, or whatever. So I was really focused on trying to shut her down. And of course, there's no way for them to defend this, because we have Baron. Some big speedrun fights, because there's not really too much to think about. And we kill their Nexus. Awesome game, I had a lot of fun with this one myself, and I hope there's some stuff to learn from this. Toplane Zilean is very real, this was a Challenger tier game, and it went great.